Some of you may know me, and others of you, if you called the office or received any emails, you probably received it from me. So it is I, Sasha. Nice to meet you guys and see you guys in person. Yes. So my name is Sasha Ortiz. I am the Director of Community Engagements here at the Westchester Square BID. And whether you are joining us here in person or virtually, we just want to thank you. As today we are here to celebrate 10 years of our annual meeting, which we are excited about. For the past 2 years, we had to do our annual meetings via Zoom, which even though they were successful, there's something about being in the presence of each other that really makes a difference. So we are here celebrating 10 years. It's been 10 years of hard work, dedication, transition, change, and of course, improvements, and of history. And today, you guys being here, alongside with my team, my amazing executive director, Yasmin Cruz, and our security guard, Anthony. We are so honored to have you here, our leaders, our board of directors. We appreciate you guys. And today, you guys are also a part of history, so we thank you for that. And as we come together today to go through our fiscal year, we hope that you guys continue to just be here and support us and see the improvement that's going on in Westchester Square BID. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our amazing chairman, John Benizio, who has been here since the very beginning, who is a pioneer, a pillar for the Westchester Square BID, and we are so grateful for you, for your commitment, your love, your passion, and your energy. So everybody, please welcome John Benizio.
You know, it's really funny, but when somebody says stuff like that about you and they have a microphone in front of them, on the one hand, you want to be like, but on the other hand, you know, and like, you know, I'm not somebody that likes to be in the limelight. I like to shine the light on problems. I like to shine the light in places where it needs to be, okay? And, you know, for much of my life, Westchester Square was the place that I felt needed a light shined upon it. So this is our number 10. This is our first decade, okay? And it's a great thing for me to be able to stand here because this is supposed to be my swan song, okay? I was going to resign after this meeting, okay? And several things happened that require me to stick around for a while. So I'm doing that, and I feel like Michael Corleone, okay? Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in, okay? But, you know, that's okay, okay? I was born 4 blocks away from where we're standing right now in Westchester Square Hospital, okay? And the big joke is that someday they'll find me dead at my desk, okay? And I will have died 4 blocks away from the place where I came into the world. And, you know, people tell me, don't say that. That's so morbid. But it's not really morbid, okay? Because I believe that you should take your community, you should take your neighbors, you should be a guiding force in the district that you belong to. And I feel like I belong here, okay? So this is why I do what I do. Okay, and I know that there are many people in this room who feel exactly the same way, okay, and they step up, and it's you know, there's our amazing board. If you look on the table, you have this amazing, don't try and take mine, Mike, okay, this amazing centerpiece that Yasmin put together, and this really kind of tells the story about where we've been, okay. I have had the pleasure and the honor of working with 2 of the best executive directors on the entire New York City BID team, and that's Yasmin and Lisa, okay? And Lisa, you know, Lisa is now president of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, doing a fantastic job of not only driving or doing what she started in Westchester Square, which is driving that concept of neighborhood, of improvement, of belonging, and has now taken it to a Bronx level, okay? And if you've followed what's been going on in the Bronx, and for way too long, the Bronx has been left behind, okay? I remember having a conversation with Mike Bloomberg in his third term, okay, where I said to him, you have completely disregarded the Bronx. So he did his State of the State and his State of the City in his first new one, and he said, I'm going to pay special attention to the Bronx. Now, I don't think that ever really happened, okay, but it put things in place for where we are today. And I think that there's a great deal to be said about the direction that the Bronx is going in, that Westchester Square is going in. Listen, we survived a pandemic. All of us survived a pandemic. There are many, many businesses that didn't make it through that. But we have new businesses that are coming here. The largest bank in the country now calls Westchester Square home. And I think that that says a lot, not only about banks which are closing, brick and mortar offices, but that somebody opened one and put it in Westchester Square. And I'm really excited about how Bank of America is going to influence what's going on here in Westchester Square. I'm even more excited about going next door to it to Wingstop and getting some wings, because that's what I like to do. You know, there are other pictures on here. There's a picture on here of the signing, okay, of the, when we became a BID, okay? That was Local Law 12 of 2012, okay? And, you know, now, this year, it's 10 years later, okay? And we're still here. We're bigger and better than ever. We have a picture here of our great board of directors, all of whom are practically the same as they were on day one, okay? A big exception to that is my dear friend Pat Leferi, okay, who you see here, who passed away this year and is not here today to watch the 10th anniversary of this beautiful BID, okay? But I encourage you all, okay, to step up and take the reins, okay? This is not going to be my swan song year. I'll save that for next year, okay? But, you know, eventually, other people need to step up. I think that 10 years is really too long for somebody to serve in this role, and I really don't want to continue to do this. I want to continue to contribute to Westchester Square, but I don't want to continue to be leading in this way, okay? I think that there are other people who need to step up. I think that there are much younger people that are in this room who have the ability to be able to bring forth something for this community that is going to help it get to the next decade, okay? 20 years down the road, okay? I really want to see that happen. And I will tell you that for those that do that, I'll be behind them all the way, in any way I possibly can. So without further ado, I'm going to, who am I handing it back to? I'm handing it back to Sasha. Thank you all for being here today. God bless you, and God bless Westchester Square.
Thank you, John. So this next person doesn't need an introduction, but she's very near and dear to me. She loves the Bronx just as much as I do, and together we've been able to, you know, contribute to making these improvements in Westchester Square BID. Her love, dedication, her intentionality with the merchants, with the property owners, and just being able to host community events really shines through her with her love, and that is evident through what she does. So I would like to introduce our Executive Director, Yasmin Cruz.
Thank you. Just so that everyone knows, this meeting is being transmitted through Zoom because we did a hybrid version. So we have some people joining us via Zoom. That's why you see me in the computer. So thank you, everyone, for coming. Welcome. It's been 2 years since we've seen each other in person, and I am grateful to have you all here. It is 10 years. 2022 fiscal year has been one of strength and teamwork for the Westchester Square Business Improvement District and its respective leaders. The world as a whole experienced the effects and the setbacks of the pandemic. Although the pandemic showed us how fragile life is and how we are not entirely in control of our situations. It also showed us that together we could overcome. Throughout this fiscal year, the Westchester Square bid has been met with strong partnerships that have strived to come together to help our merchants and our community. Many motivational quotes speak about teamwork, and there is a reason for that. Without the everyday help of my fantastic team, Sasha and Anthony, you know Sasha and Anthony right there, thank you for all the work that you do. I would also like to thank our behind-the-scenes support, Harry and Leanna, right there, for supporting us behind the scenes. I also want to thank the excellent partners that make the mission of making this a better district a reality. Today, we are celebrating 10 years of hard work and most of all, dedication from leaders who are still involved and those who are unfortunately no longer with us. It is a celebration indeed because all of the hard work done in the past, the work that is being done, and the work that we have ahead of us to continue to make Westchester Square a more robust neighborhood. This fiscal year was all about moving forward, hence our slogan in this year's 2022 calendar, which we'll have when they exit, just telling my amazing team. One theme that keeps resonating throughout this fiscal year is that in unity, there is strength. The Westchester Square bid has been met with strong partnerships, as I mentioned, and many of you are present today, and I want to thank you for that. And it's hard because everyone here is part of that team. We're gonna take a look back at this past fiscal year.
Our safety of the district was a great priority, and we continue installing new cameras in the district. Our security team continues surveying the area on a day-to-day basis, and our constant communication with our local 45th precinct has helped keep the district safe. This fiscal year brought a lot of snow, but our cleaning crew was there to assist in the cleanup. Our sanitation team continues keeping our streets clean, including our monthly graffiti cleaning. We also held a back-to-school event where over 300 book bags filled with supplies were distributed. This fiscal year was the first year we held National Night Out in the district. There was an amazing turnout and a great performance by Laharaban Police Band. This event has helped in building a stronger relationship between police officers and the community.
So we felt that, after the long year that we had here, all throughout New York, that it was really important that we lead the way in getting back to normalcy in whatever way we could do that. As it started to appear that things were starting to clear up a bit and we would be able to safely host new events in New York City, we felt that we had to lead the way and bring back things like the Fair at the Square. These are important events because people in the community need to know that it's all about joining together, okay? If we're going to be there for each other, we have to be there for each other. So we have to have events like this that enable us to come together like that.
We're here tonight at the National Night Out event. It's a law enforcement event across the country where it helps bridge the gap with the communities. We get to interact one-on-one with the children and the adults of community and get to know each other more on a personal basis. The community also needs to know that us, as law enforcement, even though we wear a uniform, we are family, we are mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and we're just like everybody else. So to help bridge that relationship, they need to understand that we're here for them and we need them to be here for us also.
estamos trayendo una celebración del Día de Muertos y esta celebración es súper importante para nosotros. Queríamos traer ese espíritu, que es un espíritu alegre, que es como lo celebramos, porque ya se dice que el recordar a tus seres queridos hace que ellos estén presentes todo el tiempo, y el traerles música, danza, alegría, hace que ellos estén y que los recordemos.
Well, my name is Yasmin Cruz from Westchester Square. We are here celebrating Halloween in our district. Obviously a little bit different because of COVID, but this year we want to make sure that we still celebrate it, have the kids come, enjoy a magic show, a balloon show, get some candy. Sorry parents for that because they're going to be on a sugar rush.
One thing about this church is that there's so much love in this church, and we get great satisfaction when we do things for others. We do Thanksgiving every year for the community. We give them food, we give them clothes, and we take care of the community. Our main goal here, though, is to lead them to Christ, but besides that, there are many, many resources in this church, and I'm happy to be a part of that.
The rich, he always seems to give Christmas a beautiful spirit. Give him a round of applause.
It's very important that you listen. Listen, go to bed early, clean your rooms, because sometimes I like to peek in and I don't want to step on any toys and break them. Listen to mommy and daddy. Listen to whoever is taking care of you. Go to bed early. Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is an exciting time in Westchester Square BID. This is the first time an ice skating rink is right in the center of Owen Dolan Park. The idea came that I was born here, I've been raised here, and I live here in the Bronx, and I never had opportunities like this as a child. Perhaps it's the child in me that I wanted to kind of provide an ice skating rink. And all the feedback I've been hearing from the neighborhood is that this is the first time they've ice skated, and it's been a great opportunity thus far. We just wanted to bring something different and unique to the kids in the neighborhood. We wanted to end the year 2021. It hasn't been the easiest year, but wanted to give back to the community in this way. From the Westchester Square Business Improvement District, we want to wish everyone a prosperous and healthy Happy New Year. And we look forward to upcoming events coming up in 2022. So look out and check out WSBID.
And we did continue with events in 2022 as we celebrated Earth Day with the community. Residents and visitors of the district were able to plant flowers in our community planters as well as take home a startup flower kit. We also had beautification efforts such as the addition of mulch in our tree pits. The Easter Bunny visited the square and made surprise visits to merchants in the district, spreading some holiday cheer. In partnership with the Huntington Library, our backyard pop-up event took place to kick off Bronx Week. This gave vendors the opportunity to not only showcase their goods and services, but sell their products. Backed by popular demand, we had our Stop and Swap event where visitors were able to drop off used items and also pick up items for free. We hosted webinars in which merchants learned about how to integrate video to promote their businesses. We finalized this fiscal year with our most popular event, Fair at the Square. There was a great attendance, and we had a great collaboration between the Puerto Rican Police Band and the NYPD's Laharaban. On Thursday, May 2nd, Castle Hill BID was signed into legislation by Mayor Eric Adams. This was a monumental moment, and Westchester Square BID was excited to lead the BID developing program. We had an amazing year of new store openings within our district and look forward to more. We are working on updating our street banners. We are continuously using our social media platforms to highlight our businesses within the district, and we look forward to hosting more community events. We want to thank our community partners whom many of our goals and objectives would not have been possible, and hope to continue a working relationship with them in this new fiscal year. Thank you to Assemblyman Benedetto, Councilmember Velasquez, Councilmember Farias, New York City Parks Department, Neiman High School, MTA, Department of Sanitation, DOT, and SBS. Looking back on this fiscal year means putting together everything into perspective. Although so much has been accomplished, there is still more work to be done. As stated before, this would be impossible without strong partnerships. A special thank you to our Board of Directors, partners, sponsors, and the stakeholders who continue supporting us and working tirelessly to support our efforts. I know the upcoming fiscal year will be one of continued growth and success. Thank you all.
Amazing year. And again, I could not do it without the partners in this room. There's so many to mention, and I don't want to leave anyone out, but thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it would not be possible without each and every one of you. I want to introduce one of my board of directors, Gary Shepard, to the podium.
That's a tough act to follow. I'm just introducing our keynote speaker. Melissa Ramos is the acting superintendent of Bronx High School District 8, 10, and 11. Prior to her current role, she served as deputy superintendent within the same district, where she was also a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. Born and raised in the Bronx, Melissa works closely with all of the stakeholder groups to both support and enhance opportunities for our children. She is also the proud mother of a New York City elementary school student. Melissa is a doctoral student in the Literacy Studies program at Hofstra University, where she remains committed to focusing on adolescent literacy. She holds multiple degrees and advanced certificates from Fordham University, City College, College of St. Rose, and Hofstra University, and still has found time to be with us today. Anyway, Miss Melissa Ramos, please.
I sounded so much better on paper. It's so nice to be here with everyone today, to be in person. I've watched the meetings over the last 2 years, and the one thing I know is that the BID is such a dynamic place. While those meetings were fantastic, there was just nothing like in-person meetings. So to be here in community with all of you together, let's give ourselves a nice round of applause. We did it. And not only did we do it, not only did we survive something so unprecedented, something so unexpected, something so unfortunate, we came back better than ever. We thrived, we learned, and now we're just making better moves to make sure that we built even a better future for ourselves. So thank you. I definitely feel unworthy to be the guest speaker for such a dynamic group of leaders, but I will say this, there's no saying no to the fantastic, brilliant, and persistent Yasmin Cruz. So when she calls you, you do it. And so I decided I'm going to take this opportunity to remind this community that has raised me about how great you are. And to do that, I'm going to tell you a little story about my mom. Because many of you know my mom, you just don't know it. If you imagine me, 36 years older and maybe just a little bit shorter, with maybe a deeper scowl, you might be able to say, oh yeah, I recognize that lady. She's in and out of our stores in our neighborhood all the time. My mom moved to this neighborhood in 1966. She has never left this neighborhood. She is someone with a 9th grade education. She met her first husband when she was 15 years old on the day of her wedding. And she was pulled out of school and given 0 opportunity to fend for herself. She found her way to this community, and because of finding her way to this community, was able to break away from a domestic violence situation and raise 3 children on her own. They say it takes a village. Let me tell you that all of you are that village. Because what you don't know is that this woman standing before you has been a little girl in this neighborhood her whole life. And I've shopped in and out of these stores, and I've played in these parks, and I've gone to these schools. And I can proudly say I remember walking by Lehman High School with my mom many years ago and never thought that I would end up being a principal in that building. Now, we had some tough times growing up, and I didn't have my first coat until I was 7 years old. And my first coat actually came from a community member in this neighborhood who noticed that I was always wearing very light jackets and sweaters. My mom even resorted to putting me in a Mets jacket. Yasmin, I love you and I'm sorry, but I had no business wearing a Mets jacket. That might be the most traumatizing part of my childhood. Anyway, my first resources, my first book bag, my supplies, my sponsorship to Catholic school, the jobs that people afforded my mom despite not having a high school diploma, the training, the classes in computers and typing that they provided my mom all came from this community. As a result of this village that I have been privileged to live in and serve for the last, like 22 years, I have not only enjoyed success, but so has my family. My brother is a retired NYPD second grade detective. My sister, a retired bursar for the Archdiocese of New York, and I stand before you, an acting superintendent with an opportunity to graduate with a doctoral degree. Very huge increases for a woman who had a 9th grade education and didn't know where her next meals were going to come from. But I did not do this on my own, and as fantastic as my mother is, she did not do this on her own. She did this with the support of her community. And she taught me a very important lesson about community that she learned from all of you. When she finally started working as a secretary in a school, we had a little extra money laying around the house, and by a little extra money, that meant we could enjoy some junk food. And that was like a really big deal. So we went to the supermarket right over here, and there was a lady in front of us, and she was paying for groceries. And we noticed that she was kind of pulling some stuff back, and she was kind of negotiating what she was going to buy. So my mother looked at the cashier and said, "I'll take care of whatever she can afford." And in that moment, I'm young and selfish, and I'm like, but I need some Ben and Jerry's in my life. What does this mean for me? But I knew better than to say that to a Puerto Rican mother, because you just don't sass a Puerto Rican mother. So I stood there and I held back. And when we left, I said to her, "Do you know that lady? Like, what's the deal with that? Why did you do that?" And she said, "Well, I do know that lady. I know her all too well. And I know the shame in being that lady. And what you don't know is that there have been countless times that I was that lady and someone paid for my groceries in the neighborhood. Or there was a store owner who was willing to give me a chance and give me some credit. Or there was somebody who was willing to give me an extra plate of food because they didn't want you to go to bed hungry. So you don't wait to succeed. You make sure whatever you have, you share, and that is the power of community, and that is the power of building bridges, and that is what we do in this room. We stand together, we fight for each other, we love each other, we support each other, and to do that means investing in our kids, investing in our future, and investing in future generations of success. And so I stand before you here grateful, thankful, and proud of you all. And because you've been such a tremendous village, I have chosen the same village for my daughter and continue to reside in the Bronx and know that she is going to enjoy the same success. So thank you. I'm proud to be with you. and I wish you much success.
I just can't follow that. I know. Amazing, and it just continues showing the community and the work that we do together. Because if for those that don't know, me and Melissa met perhaps not in the best terms, not in that we didn't get along, but she was the principal at that time, and she was also in charge of security, and we had issues at Lehman at that point. And so we had to communicate on a day-to-day basis and became great friends after that. So I am blessed to work with amazing people that eventually become my family. So thank you. Yes. Yes, she does amazing work. So we were supposed to have a surprise visitor, but they left us a message. It is from the New York Secretary of State, Robert Rodriguez, and he wanted to congratulate us. So let's see the video.
Hello everyone, I'm Secretary of State Robert Rodriguez. I'm honored to be here with you to say a few words as the Westchester Square Business Improvement District celebrates its 10th anniversary of accomplishing great things. So first I'd like to thank Chairperson John Benizio and Executive Director Yasmin Cruz for allowing me to congratulate all of you on your successes. Bids are so important to local communities, and Westchester Square is a great example of what happens when a group of business leaders come together with a great idea and act upon it. You've harnessed the dynamic and cultural vibrancy of the neighborhood and turned it into a family-friendly destination. And over the past 10 years, by marketing to business, you've been able to grow this organization to over 200 members. Now that's something to be extremely proud of. Now the Department of State is a little older than 10 years. In fact, we're one of the oldest organizations and diverse agencies in all of New York State government, but our mission is similar to yours as we address the ever-changing needs of the state's residents and businesses and strive to help New York State communities prosper. So while we're wide-ranging in scope, we provide essential services and assistance to local governments, businesses, community organizations, and residents of the state. The Department of State is an integral part of helping to create jobs for New Yorkers. We license 39 occupations with over 900,000 licensees, from real estate agents to security guards to appearance enhancement professionals. And we assist aspiring entrepreneurs to be able to quickly and easily form their business right here in the state of New York. Some of those businesses and jobs are right here in Westchester Square. And with regards to jobs, I know that the Westchester Square BID has played a pivotal role in holding job fairs to connect employers with individuals in the community. And you're lifting each other up and helping other communities create the same opportunities like you did for the work with the Castle Hill bid. So finally, I'd like to encourage you to continue to do great things. You have a great partner in me and in the Department of State, and congratulations on your 10-year anniversary. Thank you.
So this portion of the program is to recognize some of our outstanding leaders. Sasha, you go for the first one.
For our first award, we would like to honor one of our founding directors of the BID, who is no longer with us. He passed away last year. This award is for Pat Leferi. We recognize and celebrate the life of a founding director of the BID, whose dedication, love, and passion brought about improvement and change within our district that will resonate for decades to come. His brother left us with a few words in honor of Pat.
Hi, my name is Joe Leferi. I am Pat's brother, or perhaps you knew him as Pasquale. I want to start by apologizing for not being able to attend the meeting in person. I'm away on vacation with the family. I otherwise would have really loved to be able to thank each of you personally and meet those of you that I haven't met before. My brother spoke very, very highly of the BID, board members, people associated with the BID. And since you knew my brother, you knew that he was not a person that would give out a lot of empty praise. He'd be very, very moved by this tribute, as am I. He had a difficult year fighting cancer, but what made it more bearable, and something that he spoke about often, was the support that he received from family and friends. So I thank you again for that. He would say that even the simplest phone call helped to lift his spirits. So once again, I look forward to meeting you all. I thank you. May God be with you, and have a wonderful summer.
Our next award is for the 2022 Merchant of the Year, Pink Princess Nails Milagros Lopez. We recognize and celebrate unstoppable entrepreneurs who redefine our community. And some words from her before I give her her plaque.
Thank you so much for this recognition. I am so blessed and so thankful to be able to be part of the community at Westchester Square. The BID has been nothing but amazing to us. Pink Princess Nails has been in the district for about 4 years, almost 5, and we've been so blessed to expand within the last 4 years. When we started, we were at a smaller location, and with all the help and support of the BID, we've been able to outgrow our space, and now we're at our second location. I really love and appreciate our community, and as president of the Merchants Association, I would like to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. This means so much to me.
Sure. I didn't even know I was going to say something, but thank you so much. I would first like to thank Yasmin for always pushing me to do these things. I am very grateful for this recognition. We, again, are extremely grateful. Pink Princess Nails has been in the district for almost 5 years, and like I said in the video, we have the BID has played a pivotal part in our success. We have grown so much. When I decided to open up Pink Princess Nails, I am a girl from the Bronx. So I said, I am not going anywhere but the Bronx. So when I found the space in Westchester Square, which was my first location, I was very grateful and proud to say that Pink Princess Nails is located in the Bronx. We do not have a business like mine in the Bronx. You would usually find these places in Manhattan, other boroughs, or even upstate somewhere, because, you know, we're the forgotten borough. So I felt like we had to fill in that empty void of not having, you know, outlets for girls to come to a safe space where they can, you know, provide special services of self-love. That is something that a lot of the little girls are, you know, are in need of, especially now. And I would like to say thank you so much to Yasmin again, and to you all. I'm very proud to be part of this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Milagros. Next, the Westchester Square BID would like to award the 2022 Community Champion Award to Sergeant Burke from the U.S. Army. We recognize exemplary leadership of facilitating partnerships with public, private, and social sector leaders, and working together with them as partners. Sergeant Bark, we thank you for everything you do.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for this Community Champion Award. It means a lot to me, and I'm very appreciative. I also like to thank Ms. Yasmin Cruz and her staff at the Westchester Square BID. I also like to thank the stakeholders for making this community what it is. I'm very proud to be a part of it. I also like to thank my team members here at the Westchester Square Recruiting Center, Staff Sergeant Bodette, Staff Sergeant Myers, Staff Sergeant Sarah Bora, Sergeant First Class CJ Ellis. Thank you so much. And definitely have to give a shout out to our leadership, Sergeant First Class Tamara Ellis, First Sergeant Morales, Captain Anderson. Couldn't do the things we do without y'all. I also like to give a shout out to the New York City Recruiting Battalion, and never forget, go Army.
Ooh, the quick hands. I'm telling you, that's what you get when you wear this uniform, right? Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very proud to be a part of this community. The BID is something that I've never heard of before. And when I met Ms. Cruz, all the ideas that she had just made me want to just be a part of it. I am a Bronx native, grew up off Fordham Road, but left and been all around the world. And it is such a blessing to be back, especially in a community like this. One of the biggest things I would love to see, some of the things I saw when I was in my explorations, is that communities celebrating the local schools, right? So I think that bridging that gap between community and businesses and the local schools, so these children could see, or these young adults can see, that we care, right? So if we could get a Lions Pride or Lions Den right there, right by Westchester Square, I would love to see something like that, and the businesses embrace things like that. So that's my goal, and even though I'm here to recruit, and you know, if some of your young adults want to come hang out with me and I can show them what we got to offer, a $35,000 bonus, right? The main thing is to actually celebrate this community and help to build up and lead the way, because I think a lot of communities can do these things, from Co-op City to Soundview. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Our 2022 Community Partnership of the Year goes to Travel with Chaz, Charles Benson, where we recognize outstanding contributions made to our district and the community at large.
I'd like to thank the Westchester Square BID for recognizing us as Community Partner of the Year. This is truly an honor and humbling to receive this award. Travel with Chaz has a simple yet powerful mission of empowering youth through trips and events that they may have never been on before. From the Bronx to Broadway, from Guns Down to Gloves Up to the Pocono Mountains. Travel with Chaz believes that in order for a kid to do it and be it, they got to see it. So we thank you on behalf of Travel with Chaz. And I just wanted to say, in light of the pandemic, one of the things that we started doing is also working with the family dynamic. So we partnered up with CUNY Fatherhood, with Men of Excellence, Easy Living Shelters, and Bronx Fathers Taking Action, and also licensed therapists, Darlene and Vanessa, to bring wellness workshops to the families. So not only are we working with the children now, we're also working with the family structure as well. Travel with Chaz is proud to be a part of the Westchester Square community, proud to be a part of the New York community as a whole, and we will continue to bring these free services to our community. Thank you again to Westchester Square BID. It's truly an honor to get this recognition. And now I know my time is up, so I'd like the award show, so I'll end here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I gotta say, this really does feel like an Academy Award for me. Like when I said that, that was true. Like I just want to thank the Westchester Square BID. You know, we started out at Owen Dolan. You know, and before I even go further, I think my wife, she's not able to make it here, but she's on camera, and I have to shout her out because 7 years ago, when we stood in front of Owen Dolan with 3 children and tried to figure out how we were going to do this program, she was there like at the front line of it and made sure that everything was happening. And today we have 48 kids in the program. I have Mr. Patterson here with me, who's another partner of ours, and it's just a blessing to receive this honor. And I got to tell you also, I see my man Joe here. When I seen Joe come in, I had a tear, man, because I tell you, like, any event that I ever came to, and my wife will say the same thing, whether it was the Marriott, whether it was the Bronx Chamber of Commerce, whatever it was, whenever I came through those doors, he was always smiling. He always welcomed me. He always said, you belong. He's like, just keep coming, keep coming. Eventually, I'll recognize who you are. And today, Travel with Chaz is getting recognized, and I appreciate you, brother, and I love you, man. So I'm so happy to see you. Thank you, everyone, for this award.
For our next award, the 2022 Leadership Award, we would like to award our treasurer, Rick Magalari. We acknowledge and celebrate exemplary leadership that has a significant and positive impact on our community. Rick, thank you for always coming through whenever we call you to sign checks and always being willing and able. We thank you and we appreciate you.
Well, thank you. This is an honor to receive this award. And I just wanted to say that I've been in this community for so many years. I had a business down in Westchester Square for like 20 years, and I'm retired now. But I still feel that I owe this community a little bit of my time, and I volunteer my services to the best of my ability. And thank you very much for the award.
Our next award is the 2022 Community Service Award to Captain Alex Sadillo from Laharaban, where we recognize community leaders who strive to make the world a better place with significant contributions, and I'm going to say that again, significant contributions to our community through their time, actions, talents, and dedication. And I cannot be more honored to present this award because Alex has been a key component in bridging the gap between the police and the community by bringing his amazing band here, which we keep on wanting more of the presence. Hopefully they can come for National Night Out. And it really makes a difference in everything that he does, and we want to acknowledge that. He has come through the Christmas event, for the Halloween event, and has done behind the scenes, which he does not have to do as a volunteer. So I thank him and his family as well for this. And Alex?
Hi, my name is Alexander Siddia. I'm a captain for the NYPD's 63rd Precinct, and I am also the founder of Laharaban. I am truly, truly honored to be the recipient of the Community Service Award. You know, in addition to my duties enforcing the law, in 2013, I started the band, Lahara, in hopes of reaching the community in a different way through the power of music. And I've had the opportunity to meet some wonderful people. In 2018, I had the privilege of meeting Executive Director Yasmin Cruz, and the passion, the love, the commitment she shows the people she works for is amazing. And it's a mirror of how we feel. And from that moment on, I made a commitment as an individual, as a captain, and as a member of the band that we were always going to support her vision we were always going to support Westchester Square BID. And from that moment on, we've been part of numerous events, toy giveaways, Halloween events, Easter events, Christmas sleigh ride, and the famous Fair at the Square. Amazing event. I want to thank you, Executive Director Yasmin Cruz. Thank you, staff. You will always have our support. Stay safe, and God bless.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate it. Good morning for all of you that have never seen me. My name is Alex Sadillo, and well, I already expressed myself in the video, but it is an honor to be here. You know, the truth is, the Bronx is very dear to me. I grew up in Long Island City for my entire life until I moved into Nassau County. But when I started singing at the age of 12, the first band was located in the Bronx. So I would often be here, and that's when I learned the culture, I learned the salsa, my Puerto Rican people, and it soon became my second home. And then years later, I became a police officer. I had the chance to work here as when I did undercover work, and again, truly amazing. Years later, as Sergeant Burke stated, I had no idea BID existed. But let me tell you, as a police officer, this is essential, because the communication is key, and everywhere you go, and to have this communication between the police and you is why we are where we are, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart, because the BID, the Business Improvement District, is definitely helpful in reaching the goal of unity, reaching the goal in peace, and you all here are the reason why we do what we do, and let's keep it up, because this is definitely making a big difference. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you. So as I mentioned before, I grew up in this neighborhood. And one of the things that I used to do as a young fellow was play Little League Baseball on the grounds of what is now Simone Development Properties in the Hutch Metro Center. And I remember as a kid, we took some crates, this big wooden crate we found, and we carried it down there. It was a big swamp. And we put the crate there, and we made our first clubhouse, me and the guys in the neighborhood. And there was really nothing there except for the old London factory, and we used to go there and break the security guard's chops, so he would give us old London product and say, here, come on, take this and get out of here. So we go. So every time we wanted potato chips, we would go there to get them. Okay, and then years and years passed by, and Pat and Joe Simone had this vision, and they were going to take that swamp and turn it into a Class A office space that was going to drive commerce in this area of the Bronx. That's a big undertaking. To make that happen, they tapped a person who I consider to be a mentor, a leader in this community, and just an outstanding individual, and that person is this year's 2022 Legacy Award, and I am very proud to pass this along to my very dear friend, Joseph Kelleher.
Well, for someone that's usually not short of words, I don't have a lot to say. But what I have to say has a lot of meaning to it. I came to this section of the Bronx about 20 years ago after receiving a phone call from Joe Simone, who told me he wanted to build something that didn't exist here in the Bronx. I was in Madison Avenue and Park Avenue, big skyscrapers. And Joe says, how about Morris Park Avenue? And of course, I was very interested because I love Joe and his vision. And it was probably one of the best moves that I ever made to come to this area in New York City and do something that didn't exist. And today, I'm so proud of what we've created here at the Hutch Metro Center and what we will be continuing to do. You know, we are earmarking right now on a state-of-the-art biotech office park, which will be right there, hopefully in concert with Einstein and Montefiore and others for research. As you know, the pandemic has changed so much in our world. We need more and more research. We need to invest more and more in our health so we don't get caught off guard. And I think people like Joe and his family are committed to make sure we advance all aspects of healthcare, and especially in research development, create those jobs. We're about creating jobs, bringing high-paying jobs to this area. So the people who live here, who work here currently, can find high-paying jobs. Also be the people of the future, to be innovators of the future. We are going to do this. We are on our way to do it right now. It's a lot to do. There is a lot of infrastructure work being done right now. We're working with the governor's office to try to bring in additional roads from the Hutchinson River Parkway into all aspects of the development in this area so we have access. You know, as you all know, the new train stations, I've been working with a borough president as the chairman of the Bronx Chamber of Commerce for over 10, almost 15 years now, to get the infrastructure so that we can get the new train stations and also expand the highways to have easy access off and on these highways so we're not driving through people's neighborhoods, right? So a lot of this is happening right now. It's very exciting. And we're committed to doing it. The new train stations, as you probably heard many times, has been a labor of love for almost 12 years now. They are coming. In another probably less than 24 months, we should have service running from Morris Park, Hunts Point, Co-op City, a 21-minute ride to Penn Station, which will be opening up a tremendous amount of opportunity for development, for research and development, and to continue to expand all the services we're doing at the Hutchinson Metro Center and creating these jobs for the people here in the Bronx. So, you know, these are very exciting times. We're very focused on that right now. And, you know, we're very grateful that we have the opportunity to do that. In terms of going back, I've been here 20 years now. It's like, I can't believe it, John, you know. And when I first came here, I didn't know anyone. Lenny Carroll was in the audience, took me to a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and he says, they want to make you the chairman. I said, I don't know anyone. You want me to be chairman or something? I don't know anyone. He said, you'll get to know them. So over time, I was nominated, and I was placed as a chairperson when Elias Carmen, who was our founding member, passed away. And it has been one hell of a ride. My board members who are here today know what I'm talking about, especially John. We went through some changes to the organization, but all good. And one of the key ones was, as it pertains to Westchester Square, Lisa Soren was the first president that I served under as in the Chamber of Commerce, and she assumed that role when I first came on board. I was on the board, I was the treasurer. And so as time went on, the Westchester Square bid was being formed. We were looking for someone to take over the bid to run this. This is a job. Let's give a big round of applause to Jasmine. She's doing a fantastic job, guys. Fantastic. And in the beginning, we were trying to find someone who's going to be the first, you know. And after extensive interviews, I said, we got to bring Lisa in. We interviewed her, and John and I looked at each other, and we were like we were floored with the rest of the board, and we hired her. Best move we ever made at the time. Eventually, when the Chamber of Commerce was going through its changes in a positive way, I needed another president. I came to the board and I says, guys, I got to call this woman back home to the Chamber of Commerce. and we talked about it, and it was unanimous she wanted to do it. So Lisa today continues to be the first woman to lead the Chamber of Commerce right here in the Bronx, and has taken the organization to new heights with so many prospects of where we're going. It's unbelievable what's happening in the city of New York right now, everywhere. And the Bronx really has its finger on the pulse of what businesses need, the people who live here need, and we want to continue to support all those efforts for the sake of developing the Bronx, which in my opinion is one of the greatest boroughs to do business in the city of New York, right here in the Bronx. So we're poised for the future. We have these new train stations coming. We have office buildings that are going to be built, more jobs being created. It's very, very exciting. And all of Bronx will benefit from all of that. All of it will all rise together. The merchants, which I got a real education about from John Benizio when I came, I didn't really understand the pulse of the merchant, but becoming the co-chair of this bid, I learned so much from John Benizio. He was tenacious, never said no, never backed down, always believed, whatever he believed in, he chased and made it happen in this community, spoke out and got it done. And for that, John, I give you my utmost respect as a leader to be able to do that, because it's not easy. People don't want to hear no, and they don't want to hear indifference. You've never been shy about speaking up for what you believe in. And as a result, we have become a better organization for it. I know on behalf of the entire board and our membership, we appreciate your leadership for what you've done and where you have brought us to, and more importantly, where we're going. I was on the phone with Steve Squitieri this morning, who you know is one of our local guys, and he's implementing, he has the shuttle service now by the Whitestone Bridge. He's just taking people from the drop-off, bringing them to the ferry. So I said to Steve, can we extend that? I'd like to see that ferry take people to the square from that ferry. I want to see people going to the Hutch Metro Center from that ferry. I want them to come to the Throgs Neck Shopping Center. I want them to go down Throgs Neck, because Bobby's on to me every day. When are we getting the shuttle coming down Throgs Neck? We have to do all, we're going to do all this. It's baby steps, right? But we're doing it one step at a time, having meetings. So I see a lot of opportunity for economic development, but the square has been a driving force for many years on the old leadership, John, to get us where we're going. You know, when we first met, I have a show on BronxNet, which I'm going to start up again. It's called Bronx Now, Joe Kelleher. And you did one of the first episodes, and you schooled us on Westchester Square. I sat there, I was blown away. I didn't have no idea the history here. You know, I was, some of you know I do acting as well. I was in 1776, the musical, up in Westchester. And I played a congressman from New York. And at that time, they were talking about Westchester Square, and I realized everything happened here. And you had pointed that out to me. When Washington was fighting the English here, right, they were going back with the dispatchers trying to figure this out. But it all happened here at the square. And they were running it back and forth to Philly, and all of this became our Constitution. So there's such significance. That's probably why our building, where have you been to the luxurious Marriott Hotel? All right, 1776 Eastchester Road, that particular year, was the year, right, that 1776 was when the bill was passed. And we reside right there. We're on historic ground. Benedetto pointed that out to me. You know, so a lot has happened in the Bronx that has changed the course of our country, because we have values here. And if we pay attention to them and we stand by them, we will build upon them. And I really feel strongly about that. And it's people like you, John, and the board that's here that puts their heart and soul into something that's bigger than themselves. It's not about us. It's what are we going to do to leave this country, the Bronx and everything, in better hands, right? So that it can continue to grow and blossom, so our citizens can enjoy good lives, raise good families, have good jobs, and live, you know, life, you know, it's one. My daughter and I are musicians. Many of you have probably seen us on these concerts. We went to see Paul McCartney. They actually carried me into the concert. I couldn't walk in. I had surgery recently. And it was such an uplifting thing. So we want to change, continue to develop music, cultural. You cannot have economic development without embracing the culture. I learned that from the Bronx Council for the Arts, Bill Aguirre, when I first met him. He touched me. And from that point forward, we have these concerts every summer at the Hutch Medical Center. We try to do 2 or 3 in the summertime, and we do them in the winter. They're free to the community, but we want the people who live and work here to know that this area is rich in culture, and they should embrace it and be aware of it, because that's what life is all about. It's not just about making money. It's about what's our real purpose in life. Why are we here? I believe we're here to change a life. I was the chairman of the Boy Scouts of America for 8 years here in this borough. By fault. He needs someone. Joe, will you do it? Hey, okay. Because I love Boy Scouts, trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Those are good words to grow up to, and our youth need to hear that, right? So they have something to live up to. It certainly helped me. So, again, I see the future is bright for us. I think we all believe in each other. We all want the same things. And the Bronx, through the pandemic, and you guys know all the Zoom meetings we had with the chamber, how committed every individual is to each other, to help each other, to get through a crisis like this. This was not an easy one. Trust me, I was here every day in my office. And so are all of you. And as a result, we've come through the other side, bigger, better, and stronger. So I think the future is extremely bright for us. I know over the next 10 years, the things I just mentioned, life science parks and all of this is going to be a reality. It seems that the government, or at least the hierarchy, is committed to funding things that are important to make all these things happen. And Simone Development has committed to always be on the cutting edge and totally involved in anything that has to do with economic development in this borough. It's not about us becoming rich. We're rich. We're rich in heart. What we want to do is develop something so that everybody, all boats rise, because that's what this is all about, together. So I want to thank you, John, for inviting me under the tent and teaching me the things I didn't know about the history of this wonderful area of Westchester Square. I'm so proud to be affiliated with it, and I look forward to many years to come as we continue to strive for this economic development, create jobs for the people who live here, work here, play here, and just constantly keep our eye on the prize. That's what's important. And I will say that, we say God can move mountains, but we got to bring the shovel. Thank you.
I neglected to point out that Joe was a founding member of the steering committee that led to the formation of this bid. And there's 2 other people in here that Joe and I have served with, and I'd like them to come up here. Please, Gary Shepard and Rick Magaleri. This is the executive committee of the Business Improvement District from day one. From day one.
I want to thank everyone here for all their hard work. Again, my team, I cannot do this without you. We have been working extremely long hours because we did have our ending of our fiscal year event, which was Fair at the Square, which took a lot of planning, and this event in itself. So again, thank you to Sasha, thank you to Anthony, thank you to Leanna, thank you to Harry, thank you to my graphic designer who did an amazing centerpiece and the book. So please make sure that you look at the book. It has a beautiful cover of the old and the new, where you can see ABC was once Woolworth, Chipotle was once Bank of Manhattan Chase, and so you can see the older cars. This is an actual picture, and you can see a new car, RAV4. And then in the back, you can see the Apple Bank, which was the Bronx Savings Bank, and the Huntington Library, which still stands. So there was a lot of effort put into every single thing that you see here. When you do leave, you can have a hat and t-shirt that says Westchester Square to represent the district. Different sizes, so be patient looking through them. I believe Leanna did a great job in putting them by sizes. There is much more food and sweets. Please grab and take. We will meet with our board only for 5 minutes, and then I want to say hi to some of you. So if you do want to stay, you can. Just give me 5 minutes while I do this meeting. I want to thank everyone. Again, Sasha, any last words? Because she's better at words than me. Go ahead.
So we just want to thank each and every one of you in person and virtually for being able to celebrate 10 years of our annual meeting, a decade of history, now you guys are a part of that. So we thank you. Yeah, please take some food and enjoy the rest of your day.